So Kamala Harris just released a set of her policies that she is looking to implement if or when she becomes president of the United States. Now, within those policies, she is proposing $25,000 to first-time home buyers. So considering that this is a real estate channel, I just wanted to kind of unpack this and kind of give you all some ideas of some things to look forward to if she gets elected, and some things that you should know when it comes to using down payment assistance money directly from the federal government. Now, in the proposal, it says each home buyer would get $25,000, and they would have to have 2 years of positive rental history. Now, obviously, this will also have to pass most likely through Congress and get approved, and she would have to get elected. So this isn't something that is set in stone. However, it is a good idea, and there's just a few things that we should talk about in reference to this. Just because you have 2 years of positive history does not mean that you will qualify for a mortgage. You still have to qualify. And considering that this money is coming from the government, you still would have to qualify under Fannie and Freddie standards, meaning you would at least need a 580 credit score, and be within a certain debt to income ratio to actually qualify for the mortgage. Now, here's the other thing. Anytime money comes from the federal government, you will be taxed as if it is income. So, for example, if you make $100,000 a year, and let's just say you do get access to this $25,000, in the eyes of the IRS, you have made $125,000 that year, because they will look at that as income, and 9 times out of 10, you will be taxed as such. And that is something that in the future you should discuss with a tax professional that works on your taxes. Now, here's the other thing that we aren't really clear on. Will this be up to $25,000? Or will you only get access to the money that you need or that you qualify for? So, for example, if your down payment is $15,000, will you only get 15, or will you get the entire 25,000 and the remainder will go to a closing cost? This is something that we do not know. It is just a blanket proposal. $25,000 plus, if you have positive rental history, well, you qualify for this. It's a lot deeper than that, okay? Now, on the side of the rental history, a lot of people that, for example, don't have any credit or nothing on their credit report, they essentially use the positive rental history to build you a credit report. Now, just a few other unanswered questions. Will this thing be a grant, right? Will it be forgivable, which is grants are forgivable, or will it be a lien against your property and you have to pay it back in the future? Now, 9 times out of 10, if it's a lien against the property, it won't be taxed, because technically it's not income. It will be considered, a loan, because you have to pay it back, right? So that's another question that needs to be answered. Is this thing forgivable, or will we have to pay it back plus interest, or pay it back without interest, right? So, there are a lot of fine details that are missing from this thing that, everybody should really know. And, when it comes to politicians, of course, they're going to put out things that get people hyped up, to start the whole hype train just to get elected, or get close to being elected. But the final details is what really matters when it comes to, these down payment assistance programs. As I tell people all the time, one of the best things you can do is to get access to either nonprofit or state-funded down payment assistance programs that are also grants or forgivable. Most of those don't come with tax bills. They're not looked at as income. So, but when the money's coming from the federal government, it could possibly be looked at as income. Okay. So this is something that I'm keeping track of. I know a lot of people are excited. They want to take advantage of it, because $25,000, for the average person, is something that, they can use, and will most likely, for a lot of people, depending on the price range you're in, will cover the down payment and the closing costs. So that's, really a good thing. The other thing is that I'm wondering is there an income cap, right? Is there a cap on the price of the home? Will everybody be able to use this, right? So, there are a lot of questions that need to be answered, because when it comes to using down payment assistance, qualifying for it, it's a lot deeper than just 2 years of rental history and you being a first-time home buyer. It's a lot more to that, to every program. There's a debt to income ratio requirement. Sometimes there's a location requirement. Sometimes there's an income requirement, right? There are a lot of small and fine details. Are you on the deed of your parents' home? Are you on the deed of your grandmother's home, right? All of that stuff matters when being considered a first-time home buyer, right? So the fine details matter. We don't know if she's going to get elected. We don't know if this, would even pass through Congress, right? We don't know if the Supreme Court would even shoot this down, right? Because the Supreme Court could shoot this down depending on, how things go. So there are a lot of unanswered questions, more questions than answers, but hopefully in the future, we get clarity on a lot of this stuff. And if she gets elected, then this is something that will be, move to the forefront and that actually, people can take advantage of. And if this does become the case, you better believe I'll have all of the details from the required credit score to the required income to the locations to whether it's forgivable or not. I'm interested in hearing what you all think. Drop down in the comments and let me know. Thanks for watching.